Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Anyway, this is my top shelf news. This is the chance that I get to talk about science fiction, fantasy, sometimes horror as they relate mostly to books, also to media, all kinds of things. So let's just jump right into it with the books. All right, first things first, the author himself reached out to me to reveal or be a part of the cover reveal for this month for his new book, because I loved the book that I've read by him so far, and that's Wick Welker, and that is Dark Theory is what I read before, but the cover reveal that Patrick's already done a great job of, but that I also wanted to promote is Saint Elspeth. And I'm probably getting that wrong, but what is, I'll be honest, Welker is a great author. I've been singing his praises if you've watched my videos for some time now. Dark Theory just was such this like epic blend of like some fantasy, some science fiction, all kinds of just great characters, so many things. I am so looking forward to more from Wick Welker, and this is it. So this is kind of like a alien contact book, it looks like, to our world, to our day, as opposed to Dark Theory being more kind of like a fantasy or like post-apocalyptic fantasy kind of science fiction thing. Anyway, so I'm just really excited to see his take on this kind of alien contact kind of book. Publication date is 11/4/23, so November 4th. It looks like it'll be going out to ARC reviewers next month, so in September. The artist is Demonza, and I'm, again, probably pronouncing that wrong. But anyway, I would highly recommend get on board. Wick Welker is just a great author. I'm already a huge fan, just one book in. I still am thinking about Dark Theory. Just sometimes I'll just be like, huh. And so I just can't sing its praises anymore. Definitely check that out. All right, there is a new Stephen King book. I said there's sometimes horror. I don't know if this one is necessarily in that. This is kind of following, it looks like, along after his, or maybe before, his Mr. Mercedes is the first book, the Bill Hodges trilogy. It's called Holly. It's one of the characters in that. And I know he's a big, huge Holly fan. Done some other stories in that, you know, with her perspective. I haven't read this trilogy. I know sometimes this feels like, is this the channel where I just talk about what I haven't read? I promise I've read a lot. Even a healthy amount of Stephen King. I think I'm up to like 20, 21 books of his. It's just that he's written like 70, so that's hard to keep up with, all right? But anyway, it's always exciting news for a new Stephen King book. I wanted to talk about a new Cosmere book by Dan Wells. We've already kind of gotten the announcement that Dan Wells would be jumping in with the Cosmere, with Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. Huge series, the universe in which multiple different series are written, and so and it's just gotten, it's so big. There's so many stories. There's so many things that can go into it. Sanderson's already started to kind of do some collaborations with some authors. Kind of seems like James Patterson kind of method of being able to author like 20 books a year, I think, something like that, when he already does, like, you know, now this year alone is like what, 4, if not more. And I'm always a little suspect. I will say I am a Dan Wells fan. I have, you know, this trilogy, and I've only been impressed with the books that I've read by Dan Wells. I've been a fan, so I can say that he's a great author. I can tell you at least that much, so that much at least I'm happy with. I'm already a fan and would read the books anyway, just knowing it's Dan Wells. So that's a positive, and this will be his first epic fantasy apparently. So, and that's that book that I showed you, that's actually the second book in the John Cleaver series, which is kind of like more of like a mystery, with a little bit of like horror, science, you know, horror monster stuff into it. So definitely some fantastical elements, but definitely not epic fantasy. But I'm excited to see what he does with it. I have read the first in the Partials universe, which seems to probably have prepared him for it. It's kind of a bigger like universe type place, but it's more of like a post-apocalyptic YA. But again, so we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be good. because it's Dan Wells, and again, I would read it because it's Dan Wells, not necessarily. I find that I'm a little like I'm not in love yet with the idea of an author, like a big author, just collaborating with other authors, just because one, there's never transparency about like how much is that author that you love actually involved in the book. Is it just like, I had this idea, they wrote the rest of it? I mean, that sounds like the life. If you if you can be an author and get to that level, that'd be great. But I always am like, you know, you kind of want that author to have written the books that you like. That's why you're going after it. Anyway, I have my issues with it, but again, it's Dan Wells. I know it's going to be great. All right, in other news, this is in self-published news. Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. I'm hoping it's still at a deal today. I'll have to check first thing when I am posting this, but I am a huge M.L. Wang fan. I've only read the one book, Sword of Kaigen, and it's amazing. It's just an incredible book. But this book right now, it's her new book. It's got a new cover from Nix Aurelia. I had to check my notes on that. It looks great. It's looking really good. But on ebook, it is only 99 cents. Again, as long as I'm still right about that, and Editing Bryce will let you know. But that's a super good deal to at least take a gamble. Wang does characters really well, does action really well. There's like not anything she doesn't do well, honestly. It was a great world in Sword of Kaigen. I'm really excited for more. But just kind of along the lines of Janny Wurtz, who's another favorite author of mine who can really get your emotions going. I felt like Wang could really do that. Really toyed with my emotions. Come on. Then Robin Hobb's got a kind of a quick like one-off update on Facebook. I'll let you check it out. I'm not going to spoil the name that she revealed because I'll be honest, I didn't do anything for me. I'm only 6 books into the realm of the Elderlings, so who knows. But anyway, there was a character named that her new book that she's writing about is about. But the question is, she kind of already finished the realm of the Elderlings, so is this like prequel? What are we talking about? I guess we'll have to read and find out, right? Then I wanted to feature, I just thought this cover looks so cool. Subterranean Press has just outdone themselves yet again, but it's The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. The artwork is Angela Wang. Look at it. It's incredible. I love this artwork. I think it's so good. The problem is it's completely sold out at Subterranean Press, so definitely all of the copies are going to be like $1,000. Which is frustrating to say the least. But hey, there it is. I did also kind of want to bring this up to mention that on Audible, you can actually get the whole trilogy, all 3 books for 1 Audible credit, which is like a huge deal in my book. Frankly, it's 2 free books, frankly. So anyway, I jump on that. I don't think there's any like delay on, or like there's any like time limit on it. So I think you can just jump on it and see. Anyway, I think it's just like a permanent, looks like, book that's on offer. So that's pretty cool. I love the omnibus on audiobook. There's no problem with that. There's no shelf space being used up. It's great. All right, then switching gears to the medias. We've just got a couple bits of news. First things first, House of the Dragon. There's been an announcement regarding season 2. It apparently, instead of the usual like 10 episode Game of Thrones kind of style, like 10 episodes from season 1, they have reduced season 2 down to 8 episodes. It looks like it's not because they couldn't possibly have had it, it's just because that's what was better suited to the story, which I really, really love when I hear that that's what's happening. If you are just trying to suit the story, and maybe the story told this season only needs 8 episodes, maybe next season it needs 12 episodes, but just do the story right. Don't lengthen it out. Don't lost us. Don't get us lost, okay? Because that's just maddening and makes you crazy a little bit. But frankly, it's just like give the story what it needs, and then that's it. Then be out. That's all you need to do. That's what makes for good TV. So it's essentially story driven, and I really do. I like that. That's the reason. I can get totally behind that. I think that's what everything should be. And then the last bit, just wanted to point out that Ahsoka is out, so it's on Disney Plus. This is the day. As long as everything goes well with me posting this, and for Disney Plus, I guess. Very excited. It looks like hopefully it's on the Mandalorian level. That's just my biggest hope, but I'm very excited. Very excited. So you've probably already even watched it by now. Who knows by the time this video gets out. But anyway, if you didn't remember, it is out today. So let's do this. Anyway, as always, remember that there are links below to the latest Kindle ebook deals that I've found. It's just been the easiest way. There's always so many deals, and I am an addict. I love supporting authors too. I think it does help, and I have so many books on my Kindle that I otherwise wouldn't have if not for these deals. And so happy to throw a buck here or there, and let me know if you have any others that you see. Love to include them too. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and we will catch you next time. Bye.